think the most enjoyable forms of art making are those that are not really planned out, where spontaneity plays a part. Paper marbling is one such process. Artists who practice this elegant art have always fought for control, developing ways to thicken water or ink to achieve the perfect balance. Part of the allure is that nothing ever happens the same way twice. But sometimes those unexpected surprises are disappointing. One of the things you may have experienced is color and patterns that look great when they first print, but they rinse out, or bleed, or maybe the marbling process requires a special type of paper and you've got the wrong paper. Or maybe you've just found that the ink placement's hard to control. There's a special medium that helps with all of these issues. Technically, it's known as a mordant, but an easier name to remember is Surface Prep Solution. Let me show you some great ways to use it. Well, it's super easy to mix it up. The instructions on the side of the bottle say to mix 1.5 teaspoons to 2 cups of water. Use hot tap water, but I find that using 3 teaspoons, so double the amount, is actually a little bit better for this process. It makes it a little thicker so that it's easier to see where you put it on paper, and it also gives a little bit brighter colors. Now, after you get this all mixed up, you can store it for up to 3 days, and it will dissolve until it's perfectly clear. So this is cardstock. It's made to repel moisture by adding sizing to the pulp. In other words, it's not the best for wet marbling inks. I'll apply a little bit of marbling ink to it, and then look what happens when I rinse it. It faded and it's starting to bleed out a little bit into the edges, so it wouldn't stay as crisp and nice and colorful as I would expect it to be. But if I coated the surface with the prep medium, it would grab the color and hold on to it. So here's an example. You can see exactly where I put the prep medium. It's got a little cloudiness to it to make a border around the edge. You could do the reverse and put it in the center, or using a brush, you could create shapes or brush strokes for some decorative effects like this. To demonstrate, I'm going to use DecoArt's water marbling materials. Now, I've gone ahead and mixed up the solution of marbling medium and water and then poured it into the tray so it's ready to go. You can find precise instructions for this on our website. It's super easy and relatively tidy to do. Marbling inks can be dripped from the bottle over the surface. When you first apply them, it's difficult to see them at first, but just have patience, take your time, and develop a good design. Use slow, easy movements. Hold the card as flat as possible and lay it down over the surface of the water to pick up the ink. Places where the medium is not applied will rinse out either fully or just very lightly from the paper. In a way, it's like using a masking fluid with watercolor, only in reverse. And it will lighten up slightly as it dries. Marbling paper is an exciting process, made even more so by being able to control and select where the inks print. These examples could be used to frame drawings or prints. They could be incorporated into mixed media and collage work. I love to combine them with ink and brush work because the swirled patterns of the colors remind me of calligraphy strokes. This is a traditional Sumi-e brush, and it's the best tool for achieving a beautiful ink painting. You can create flowing brush calligraphy or freeform images such as tree branches and flower stems. A Sumi brush can give fine, thin lines and thick ones as well, sometimes all in one stroke. But be prepared to do a lot of practicing in order to get the desired strokes. I'm painting with acrylic ink right over the marbling done with acrylic ink, so I don't need to worry about how the two mediums will work together. Black ink is bold, but I also love using touches of metallic gold or silver or copper for special accents. You can find more instructions and techniques for water marbling, inspiration for ink painting, and an amazing selection of tools, colors, and papers to print. Scan the code or follow the provided URL to get started.